I just want to say, go into the comments and type, I just subscribed. Once a week, I'll be putting all you guys in a dedication shout out video. Peace and love. Once again, I want to shout out all my new subscribers. You helping me get bigger and bigger. I definitely appreciate it all. To all my people, thank you. Please continue showing love. Peace. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Nate Almighty, aka the Global Dark Skin Ambassador. Listen, I'm doing this specific video for a subscriber of mine. His name is Shane Freehold. A while back, I did a video about how I cried the first time I had to seriously discipline my older son, and I like that video touched that brother. And him being younger than me and having a younger son, he asked me, he said, Nate, could you please do a video possibly on a proper way that a man can discipline his children, but more specifically a boy. Now, I'm going to do this video. This video was supposed to go out a little earlier, but I made sure before I head out and handle my business that I'm going to make sure I get this video out today. So, disclaimer, before I give my reasonings behind certain disciplinary actions and how a boy, especially a black boy, should be raised, but more so all boys, I want to say that I do not have full custody of my children. In fact, currently, I'm having difficulties even talking to my children. But, you know, that shall pass. But I say this to say this. I'm doing this video based off of how I discipline them when they're with me and how I will be disciplining them if they live with me full time. So, I'm not going to call myself an expert or anything, but I feel like I rationally and logically already have been dealing with my sons in this manner, and this is just an extension of how it would be if they live with me. So we're going to get into it straight like this. This is for Shane Freeholder. I got you, bro. Okay, I'm going to read this because I have notes, because I wanted to get everything out clearly, and I would like you guys to just listen to what I have to say, and feel free to discuss how you feel about it in the comment section. The consistency of this system is based on the discipline of both parents to enforce it. Productive children should be in a routine. So, this consistency of the system being based on the discipline of both parents to enforce it means that we all know parents parent differently if they're living in two different places. So this would have to be a discussion between a man and the mother of his children, and they would have to reach a common ground. And even if they're not around each other, it's expected for this child to be raised in this fashion. But let's keep going. Good discipline starts from the moment your kid wakes up. Have your kid make the bed every morning. Test results show that making the bed every morning leads to a more productive day. There are tests that shows that when you start off by making your bed, it leads to a more productive day, being that you're already getting yourself disciplined. You're already getting your mind to start accomplishing tasks as soon as you wake up, so that energy will carry on for your child for the rest of the day. This is one thing that I haven't had my boys doing, but they're both about to be 9, so I will be stepping into that phase in 2021. But let's keep going. After you have your kid wake up and they make their bed, you know, they gotta have a routine, like I said. So I'm gonna go on with how a routine would be starting at the beginning of the day. And that would be reflective of what the week would be, considering that they have school or they don't have school. And I'm going to speak on what I would have a boy do during the week. And when they act up, depending on the seriousness of the matter, depending on how many times you have to repeat yourself, the disciplinary actions that I've either took or would took based off of logic. Okay, so after your kid makes the bed, you gotta go to breakfast. Feed your kid a balanced breakfast full of nutrition and fiber with as little processed food as possible. Things like eggs, almond milk, or oatmeal, fruits, water, orange juice. No cereal more than 2 or 3 times a week. I mean, in a perfect world, our kids shouldn't be eating no cereal because this stuff is just sugar and little metals in it and stuff like that. But you know, we all grew up on Kellogg's. We all grew up on Frosted Flakes and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. We all had joy eating that as a kid. And I feel like, why deny your kids something that y'all could bond over? Y'all can sit at the table and eat together. However, I feel like it should definitely be a limit, and they should be eating way more healthier things on a more average basis. So I would mostly save cereal for the weekends, unless you really in a hurry and they need to eat something quick before you head out the door. Moving on a school day, I suggest having your kid earn the right to watch TV for a few minutes by reading a small book or a newspaper article. I suggest having kids on a reward system. No such thing as something for nothing. I personally feel like when you have a kid, they'll remember the good things that they receive, the things that they like. So if you will reward them for getting good grades on their tests, with positive affirmations, it doesn't have to be like money or toys all the time, but if you just reward your kid with positive affirmations, or you allow them to stay up 30 minutes later before bed, stuff like that, that's negotiable, and you know, it's a great way to reward your kid for doing good, you know what I'm saying? For simple things like doing their chores properly. Okay, now you can watch TV. Okay, you made your bed, your room is clean. Okay, now you can watch TV. Now you can play the game. I don't believe in just letting your kids do whatever they want to do just because they bored and they need something to do. I believe that every moment should be taken serious and it should count. Now, moving forward, we're going to go into how I feel like things should be regulated with a kid who you live with, as far as how I would be operating it, as far as how it was when I had my oldest son with me for an extended period of time. And it would be as simple as this. Your kid will be home between 2 and 3 o'clock. I say give your kid a snack. Then they have to do their homework. You know, a snack. I wouldn't say candy. I would say a fruit. But you know, how you not gonna give candy to a kid at some point? But I would say the first option should always be something natural and a fruit. You know what I'm saying? What I always tell my sons is fruit is nature's candy. You know. But moving on. After a kid does the homework, they should be done with the homework about 5, 6 o'clock. I would say then have dinner, allow your kid to watch TV or play games for an hour or two before bed. In my household, kids are going to bed no later than 9 o'clock. I don't know what goes on in your household, but during school week, it's ridiculous for a kid to be up past 9 o'clock. And 8:30, they should be winding down, have taken a shower and everything. Over the weekend, maybe 10. Maybe 11 if you're really trying to be nice. But 9 during the week. Moving on. I'd say at 10 years old, your kids should be doing regular chores. Maybe you want to get them into doing some kind of chores before that, but doing regular chores as far as dishes a couple days a week, Definitely making sure your bed is made before you leave out your house every day if you're a child. But parents should also do this as well, because it's easier for a child to respect something that you're telling them to do if they see that you're doing it too. But chores like you might have to mop something, you might have to do dishes. You definitely got to keep your room clean. If there's a dog, you walk the dog, you curb the dog. Little things like that. Small things to instill a sense of responsibility. You got to instill a sense of responsibility early in the child, which will push them to be independent and want to learn and want to fend for themselves. Even though they're children, they're still going to be under you. But it's nice to let them learn how to do things on their own and take care of themselves, so they will have confidence to do more serious things as they grow up. Now, weekends. I prefer kids to be outside with nature and to socialize with other kids. So that means you have to be a parent that has no problem going outside from time to time. I live in the country now. So what I wanted for myself was for my kids to be able to come to see me in the country, and we could do things like fishing, hiking, hunting, doing things with their hands, me learning to do things with my hands that I didn't learn, and us doing it together, growing together. But over the weekends, I prefer kids to be outside with nature and to socialize with other kids. I feel like no kid should ever be on a phone or a tablet or watching TV all day. That's ridiculous. It's the idiot box. They're not learning anything from these things, unless you're forcing them to do something educational. But there should be a 1 to 2 hour break in the house where the child is learning something, which is maybe how to cook. They're doing arts and crafts, building something with dad or mom if it's a girl, from fixing a bike or doing a Lego set, like how I like to do with my sons. We build the airplanes and the cars and all that other stuff. It's fun for me to do. It's something I would do on my own, and it's something that I can use to bond with my kids. Little boys like to build things. It's good to get boys to get used to doing things with their hands, so they could, at the very least, be skilled craftsmen with their hands, which is what mostly a father is going to encourage a son to do. Women don't really be thinking about that. They be thinking about other things. But moving on, this is all to stimulate the brain. Instead of them just sitting down staring at something all day, not being active, they could be outside learning something, having fun while they're learning. It also keep the weight off them. You know what I'm saying? Moving on, I suggest trying to educate your kid on money management and all the important things that they don't teach in school. Always aim to make education fun. Now, when I feel like you need to teach your kids money management and stuff like that, we all as parents, including myself, we all have to find the best ways to manage our money. So once again, we can literally show our kids that this is what you do instead of just telling them what to do, because they're going to read what we tell them to read. Maybe they might do what we tell them to do, but they won't respect us enough to literally do it unless we're showing them that it works. Always make education fun, as fun as you can. As fun as you can, not all the time it's going to be fun. Sometimes your kid really might need to just sit their ass down and just do what they're told. Read this, study this, do a book report on that. Moving on.